core compressions. You need to be doing core compressions. I'm going to tell you why. Alright? I brought a chart to explain to you everything you need to know. You need to be doing core compressions. I'm going to tell you why. This is the number one way for you to get good at doing L-sits, toes to bar, and V-sits. You can't do any of that unless you do this first. This is the only video you need to watch. So listen up. Alright, pay attention. This is the fastest way. This right here is the fastest way. I'm going to give you the method. This is the secret to doing the L-sit so effectively. That's how I did it. That's how everyone else on planet Earth could do it. The difference is they took longer to do it, whereas I only took 2 weeks. I did the L-sit in 2 weeks. What are core compressions? Why do you need them? Well, because I just told you. But core compressions is the ability to bring your chest closer to your legs. So it's about, think of it in the simplest terms, closing the angle between your chest and the top of your knees. So like, going like that. Alright, closing that angle. Now this is done with 2 muscle groups, the posterior and anterior. Posterior muscles are basically the muscles on the front of your body. The anterior muscles are the muscles in your back. In this particular case, your posterior muscles are, it's a chain of muscles that you're going to be using on the front, which includes your hamstrings, knees, your core, that part. Your anterior muscles, kind of like your glutes. Actually, that would be your hamstrings. The front would be your thighs. Your posterior muscles are your thighs. Your anterior muscles are your hamstrings, the back of your legs. Now, you need both. You're using 2 muscle groups. The reason why is because the way joints work. You might be curious. Brooksy, what are you talking about? Your body's not a joint. Your body is a joint. And shut up. The way it works is, think about any joint. Think about, let's take your elbow, for example. All right? Your elbow like this, see? Yeah. Look at your elbow. The way it is, you know, it goes like this, back and forth. The reason I'm using the elbow as an example is because look at what a joint does when you move it. There's an outside and inside, obviously. But the thing is, when you go like this, you gotta flex your muscle like that. What's happening is that the outside, you notice it's tightening. It's tightening up. It's flexing. Whereas the inside of your elbow, or the knee joint, is compressing. So it's going like that. Alright? So, if, like I said before, your elbow is an angle, much like your body is when you're trying to compress your core, then that means that anything that tries to compress much like this is going to do the same function, which means your elbow has to have enough flexation on the outside to be able to flex like this, and has to be able to compress. Now, obviously, you've been using your arms your entire life, so your arm can easily do that. Not with your body. That is why you're going to need to master core compressions in order to do moves such as the L-sit, the V-sit, because you're not used to that. You need to build up strength in it. So, with the muscle example, using your body, you're going to your back muscle is going to be flexed and sort of tightened, whereas inside or on your pelvis, hips, that is going to be compressed, much like the elbow joint. Now, why train your core? Why do it all? Now, because most people think core exercise is just for abs. There's a difference between having a usable core and abs. They're 2 different things. Your abdominal muscles are like actually the muscles that sort of pop out, gives you a 6-pack. A usable core is going to give you better balance. And the reason that is because it's going to stabilize the hips and your rib cage. And it's going to help you balance more when you do things like even the handstand too. Your core is literally the most important muscle in your body when it comes to performing like this. In performing in any physical activity or any sport that you do, you're going to be using your core. Your core is the most important thing. So you want to take care of it, make it more usable so you can do other exercises. There are 3 exercises that you need to do. What you want to do is build strength in your posterior muscles to be able to compress your core, and flexibility in your anterior muscles to get them to stretch more to have a smaller angle. So, there are 3 exercises. You're going to do toe touches, which this is going to be a flexibility exercise. And it's actually the same motion when you do the L-sit. It's literally the same motion. You're literally bringing your chest closer to your legs, as close as possible as you can. And it's going to stretch your lower back and hamstrings. You should really feel a tightness in your back and your hamstrings. A lot of people don't think that the L-sit will stretch your legs. It actually does work your legs. It's not just an arm exercise or a core exercise. Like I said, they're all kind of in a muscle chain, so be sure to do that. Now, hanging leg raises is number 2. This is your first exercise. And yet again, you can see it's the same motion. You're bringing your legs up. Now, this is the first step because this will build you to be able to do toes to bar, because you actually start in the later position. So for hanging leg raises, you start with legs down, putting them up. For toes to bar, you start with them already up, and you put them up even higher. And then the third is going to be seated leg lifts. Now this is the foundation that every athlete who can do the L-sit must build their exercise upon. You must build it upon this foundation. These are the humble beginnings. This is where I started. It took me 2 weeks to get there by doing this. Seated leg lifts, specifically against a wall. Why a wall? Because you'll find when you do it without a wall, just on the ground, you'll be rocking back and forth, you sort of cheat. But you want to isolate the back exercise. That's what we really want to do. Keep the back stable. So, do it against the wall. That's the best way to do it. Now, the way to actually do it is, so you're going to sit down, legs pointing out, toes pointed forward. Don't let your toes be pointing up. Your toes should be pointing outward. Then, you're going to take your hands, put them right around the top of your thighs. Not directly pressing against the wall, but a little bit forward that. And then you're going to want to start lifting your legs, leg pumps, around 3 sets of 12 to 15, however many you can do until failure. Now, the further up you move your hands, the harder it's going to get, so you can progress that way. But you do want to start against the wall, go further out. Then, when you get strong enough, you can start doing seated leg lift holds. So instead of just doing it for reps, do it for like a hold. Hold it for as long as you can. You can start with 10 seconds, build it to 20. If you can't, obviously start with 5. This is going to help really just compress your core. You're going to feel it. You're really going to feel it, especially in that last exercise. All right. Everyone has to start there. Just keep going. This is going to take you to the next level. This is the only video you need. You're going to make the L-sit your bitch. All right. That's what you're going to do. This is the only video you need. I've now given you the secrets on how to do the L-sit. And core compression is the secret key that you need to be able to compete with other gymnasts and calisthenic athletes. Now I want you guys to tell me in the comments below. Tell me how it is going. If you have not done it in 2 weeks, you can personally message me on either Instagram or TikTok. Tell me what's wrong, and I will literally help you one-on-one, all right? Class dismissed. Students, stay flashy.